Have you ever noticed a stubborn, lingering smell, like urine, that just won't go away, no matter how thoroughly you shower or how often you freshen up? If you're over 60, you might be surprised to learn that this is a common experience for many women. What's more surprising, it often stems from everyday hygiene habits, simple things we do or don't do, without realizing they might be working against us. You're not alone, and there's absolutely no reason to feel embarrassed. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 common hygiene mistakes that could be quietly undermining your confidence and making you feel less than fresh. Stick with me until the end. These insights might just change the way you think about your daily routine. I'll also share practical, doctor-recommended solutions to help you feel clean, comfortable, and confident in your golden years. Honestly, I wish I had known these tips much sooner. Before we jump in, please take a moment to like this video. It really helps me continue sharing important lessons for aging gracefully. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. If you're enjoying the content, comment number 1 below. And if you think there's room for improvement, feel free to comment 0. Your feedback helps me make better videos for you. Now, let's dive in. 1. Ignoring light leaks. Let's talk about something many women experience but rarely discuss out loud: light bladder leakage. It's not exactly a dinner table topic or something we casually bring up at book club, but the truth is, it's far more common than we think. And no, I'm not talking about major accidents that send you rushing to the bathroom. I mean the little leaks, the kind that happen when you laugh a bit too hard, sneeze unexpectedly, or move too fast while carrying groceries. For years, I dismissed those moments as flukes. It's no big deal, I'd tell myself. Maybe I just drank too much tea today. But over time, those small leaks started adding up, and with them came a faint but persistent odor that I couldn't seem to shake, even when I was freshly showered. At first, I blamed everything else: my laundry detergent, my age, even the fabric of my favorite chair. It never occurred to me that the real issue might be lingering in my undergarments. The truth is, even a tiny amount of urine can soak into your underwear, your pants, even your furniture. And that moisture becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. And where there's bacteria, there's odor. To make matters worse, our sense of smell can dull with age, so while we might not notice it, others around us probably do. I'll never forget a moment at a family gathering when my daughter-in-law gently suggested I change my sweater. She said it smelled like the couch. I was mortified. But honestly, it was the wake-up call I needed. Doctors stress that light bladder leakage, even occasional, isn't something to ignore. It's not just about convenience. It's about hygiene, comfort, and self-confidence. The good news? You don't need to turn your life upside down to solve it. Moisture-wicking underwear and thin incontinence liners can be absolute game changers. They're discreet, comfortable, and easy to incorporate into your daily routine. I started using them, and it was like rediscovering a part of myself. I no longer worried about odors when hugging someone or sitting through long meetings. My confidence came back, quietly, but powerfully. And let's be honest, admitting we need these products can feel awkward at first. But the real discomfort, it's when someone else notices an odor before we do. I only wish someone had told me sooner. This is normal, and there's a simple fix. So now, I'm telling you, don't ignore those little leaks. Protect your dignity, your hygiene, and your peace of mind. With the right tools, you'll feel like yourself again. 2. using the wrong soaps. For years, I was convinced that the key to staying fresh and clean was scrubbing my skin with the strongest, most fragrant soap I could find. Growing up, my bathroom shelf was a rainbow of supermarket body washes. Lavender Bliss, Coconut Paradise, Ocean Mist, you name it. My logic was simple. If it smells powerful and leaves my skin feeling squeaky clean, it must be working, right? Oh, how wrong I was. It took me far too long to realize that those heavily perfumed soaps and body washes were making things worse, especially as I got older. As we age, our skin changes in ways we don't always notice right away. It becomes thinner, drier, and more sensitive, especially in intimate areas after menopause. Those harsh, fragrance-heavy soaps I loved were stripping away my skin's natural protective oils, leaving it irritated and vulnerable. Even worse, they were throwing off my body's pH balance, creating an environment where bacteria could thrive. That's when the odors started creeping in. Not because I wasn't clean, but because my skin was fighting a losing battle against irritation. I remember standing in front of the mirror, fresh from a shower, and still catching a whiff of a musty scent by lunchtime. I thought I was doing everything right, slathering on the floral-scented body wash and scrubbing like I was cleaning a cast-iron skillet. It was humbling to learn that my efforts were backfiring. A candid conversation with my doctor changed everything. She explained that as we age, our skin, especially in sensitive areas, needs gentle care, not an assault from perfume soaps. Her advice: switch to a mild, unscented soap or, in some cases, just warm water. I was skeptical at first. Warm water, that's it? But I gave it a try, swapping my Tropical Breeze body wash for a fragrance-free, hypoallergenic cleanser. Within a week, I noticed a difference. My skin felt calmer, less irritated, and that midday musty smell was gone. I didn't need to freshen up every few hours or douse myself in perfume to mask anything. It was a revelation. Sometimes the secret to smelling clean isn't about adding more scent. It's about removing what's causing the problem in the first place. If you're still reaching for those heavily fragranced soaps, take it from me. Less is more, and your skin will thank you. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Forgetting to change liners and pads regularly. If you're someone who wears liners or pads, whether for light bladder leakage, postmenopausal changes, or just for extra comfort, this one's for you. I used to pop a liner in my underwear in the morning and completely forget about it for the rest of the day. My reasoning? If it didn't feel soaked, it was still good to go. Plus, those things aren't cheap. Who wants to go through a whole pack in a week? But here's what I didn't realize. Even if a liner or pad feels dry on the surface, it's still absorbing tiny amounts of moisture throughout the day. That warm, moist environment becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria, which leads to odors that build up slowly but surely. I started noticing a faint, sour smell by the evening, especially on busy days when I was running errands or spending time with friends. It made me self-conscious, second-guessing every hug or close conversation in a crowded space. I'd check my clothes, sniff my jacket, even wonder if my deodorant was failing me. It wasn't until I talked to my doctor that I learned the truth. Liners and pads need to be changed every few hours, even if they don't seem full. It's not about being wasteful. It's about protecting your skin and keeping odors at bay. Bacteria don't care if the liner looks clean. They're thriving in that hidden moisture. Making the switch to a more regular changing routine was a game changer. I also discovered reusable, washable liners, which are not only better for my wallet, but also gentler on my skin. I started carrying a small pouch with a few extras in my purse so I could change discreetly during the day, whether I was at work or out with friends. The difference was night and day. That sour scent was gone, and I felt fresher and more confident from morning to night. If you're wearing the same liner from breakfast to bedtime, it's time to rethink that habit. Your skin deserves better, and you'll feel the difference when you prioritize hygiene over convenience. 4. Wearing synthetic underwear. For years, my underwear drawer was full of those soft, stretchy synthetic panties you find in every department store. They were affordable, didn't ride up, and came in cute colors and patterns. I thought I'd cracked the code on comfort, until I started noticing that no matter how often I showered or changed, I felt damp and uncomfortable down there, even on cool days. Worse, there was a faint, persistent odor that seemed to cling to me no matter how much body spray I used. I couldn't figure it out. Was it my detergent? My diet? It wasn't until a visit to my doctor that I got the answer. Synthetic underwear was the culprit. Synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon might feel soft and look stylish, but they're terrible for breathability. They trap heat and moisture against your skin, creating a perfect environment for bacteria to grow. This is especially problematic if you're dealing with light bladder leakage or the natural changes that come with aging, like post-menopausal dryness or sensitivity. My doctor's advice was simple but eye-opening. Switch to cotton. Always cotton. I'll admit, I rolled my eyes a little. Cotton underwear? That sounded like something my grandmother would wear. Plain, boring, and not cute. But I decided to give it a try. I cleared out my drawer and invested in a stack of 100% cotton underwear in neutral colors. The difference was immediate. Cotton is naturally breathable, absorbing moisture and allowing air to circulate, which keeps everything dry and comfortable. No more sticky, damp feeling halfway through the day. My laundry stopped smelling strange, and I felt a confidence I hadn't realized I'd lost. I even found cotton underwear in styles that were just as comfortable and flattering as my old synthetic ones. Proof that you don't have to sacrifice style for function. If you're still holding on to those shiny, stretchy panties because they're familiar or affordable, do yourself a favor and make the switch. Your skin, your nose, and your confidence will thank you. Comfort without odor is always in style. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 5. Not drinking enough water. For years, I operated under a misguided belief that drinking less water was a clever strategy to manage my daily routine. My logic was simple, almost embarrassingly so. If I consumed less water, I'd need fewer trips to the bathroom, which would spare me the inconvenience and potential embarrassment of needing to go during outings, long car rides, or social gatherings. It seemed like a practical solution, especially as I got older and started noticing occasional bladder sensitivity. Less water in, less urgency out, or so I thought. In my mind, it was a foolproof plan to maintain control and avoid awkward situations. What I didn't understand at the time was that this approach was backfiring in ways I hadn't anticipated. By deliberately cutting back on water, I was unknowingly setting myself up for problems that went beyond mere inconvenience. Dehydration doesn't just make you thirsty, it changes how your body functions. One of the most surprising consequences was how it affected my hygiene, particularly the odor of my urine. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes highly concentrated. It turns a darker shade, sometimes a deep amber, and develops a pungent, sharp smell that's impossible to ignore. This isn't just a minor annoyance. It's a signal that your body isn't getting the fluid it needs to flush out waste effectively. Worse still, concentrated urine doesn't just stay in your bladder. Even a small leak, whether from a moment of laughter, a cough, or just a weak moment, can leave a lingering odor that clings to your skin, your clothing, and even the furniture you sit on. I learned this the hard way. For a while, I chalked up the faint but persistent smell to aging. This is just what happens when you get older, I told myself, resigned to the idea that my body was betraying me. I felt self-conscious, constantly checking myself or avoiding close contact with others, worried they'd notice something off. The turning point came when I decided to experiment with drinking more water, not huge amounts, just a steady habit of sipping a glass here and there throughout the day. The change was almost miraculous. Within days, I noticed my urine was lighter in color, almost clear, and that sharp, unpleasant odor began to fade. But the benefits didn't stop there. My skin, which had started to look dull and tired, seemed to regain a bit of its glow. I felt more energized, less sluggish. It was as if my body was thanking me for finally giving it what it needed. Drinking more water, I learned, does more than just quench thirst. It helps your kidneys filter out toxins, keeps your urinary system functioning smoothly, and prevents waste from building up in your body. It's like giving your insides a thorough rinse, flushing out impurities and keeping everything running as it should. For those of us who worry about bladder leaks or frequent bathroom trips, the fear of accidents can make hydration feel like a risk. But I found that with a little planning, like using absorbent liners, scheduling bathroom breaks, or even practicing pelvic floor exercises, you can stay hydrated without sacrificing confidence. Denying your body water is like starving it of a basic necessity. It's not just about hygiene. It's about health, comfort, and feeling your best. So grab that extra glass of water. Your body will thank you in ways you never expected. 6. Sitting too long without washing up. Let me be candid. After I retired, my days took on a slower, more sedentary rhythm. I'd spend hours lost in a good book, binge-watching my favorite shows, or meticulously working through crossword puzzles in the morning paper. Some days, I'd stay in my cozy nightgown well past noon, reveling in the comfort of not having anywhere to be. It felt like a well-earned luxury after years of rushing through life. But what I didn't realize was that this sedentary lifestyle was creating an unexpected problem, one that affected not just my comfort, but my sense of self. When you sit for long periods, especially in warm, snug clothing or on padded chairs, you create a microenvironment in your pelvic area that's warm, humid, and less than ideal for hygiene. Sweat, natural skin oils, and even minor bladder leaks can accumulate in that area, especially if you're not moving around or freshening up regularly. Over time, this moisture and warmth become a breeding ground for bacteria, leading to odors that no amount of body spray or perfume can fully mask. I didn't notice it at first. It's easy to grow accustomed to gradual changes in your own body. But the odor wasn't just a minor inconvenience. It was a subtle, but persistent reminder that something wasn't right. The moment that changed everything came during a visit from my granddaughter. She climbed into my lap for one of our usual cuddles, but this time, she wrinkled her nose and, with the innocent honesty only children possess, said, "Grandma, you smell like something wet." My heart dropped, not because she was trying to be hurtful, but because her simple comment struck a deep chord. She was right. I had fallen into habits that were quietly eroding my sense of dignity, and hearing it aloud, even from a child, was painful. But that moment was a turning point, a much-needed wake-up call. Since then, I've made a conscious effort to break up long periods of sitting. Even small actions, like walking to the kitchen for a glass of water or stretching in the living room, help. I get up at least once every hour to keep my body moving. More importantly, I've added a simple midday hygiene ritual to my day. A quick rinse with warm water and a soft cloth takes just a minute, but it makes a world of difference. I also make it a point to change into clean clothes every day, even if I haven't gone anywhere. These small acts have helped me regain my confidence and self-respect. This isn't about vanity or impressing others. It's about honoring yourself and maintaining your dignity, even in the quiet comfort of your own home. Your body deserves that kind of care, no matter how tempting it is to stay wrapped up in a robe all day. If you're still watching this video and finding these tips helpful, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're still here. Thank you so much for your valuable time. 7. Neglecting the laundry routine. Now let's talk about something we often overlook: laundry. Not the sheets or towels, but the intimate items: underwear, lounge pants, and nightgowns. The things we wear daily, especially when we're just relaxing at home and they don't look dirty. I used to be a bit too relaxed about this. If my nightgown or favorite lounge pants didn't have a visible stain or smell, I'd wear them again. Why create extra laundry when they seemed fine? But as I've aged, I've realized that even clean-looking clothes can harbor faint, lingering odors, especially after just a few hours of wear. I'd put on a fresh pair of pants in the morning, and by midday, I'd catch a scent that made me pause and wonder, is that me or my clothes? The truth, I learned, was often both. Doctors and hygiene experts explain that bacteria from sweat, minor leaks, and natural skin oils can cling to fabrics, particularly synthetics like polyester or spandex. These materials trap heat and moisture against your skin, which not only causes discomfort, but also encourages odor-causing bacteria. Washing habits matter too. Mild detergents, cold water, and short wash cycles might not be enough to fully eliminate bacteria or smell. Over time, even freshly washed clothes can start to develop a musty odor that follows you through the day. I used to feel frustrated. I was showering, using all the right products, yet still not feeling as clean as I should. The breakthrough came when I revamped my laundry routine. Now, I wash my intimate clothing, underwear, nightwear, and lounge pants, separately in hot water, and I add a splash of white vinegar to the rinse cycle. Vinegar helps neutralize odor and kills bacteria. I also make sure everything is completely dry before putting it away. Damp laundry is a fast track to mustiness. And most importantly, I no longer rewear these items without washing them, no matter how clean they might look. Yes, it's a bit more effort, but the confidence that comes with knowing your clothes are truly fresh, worth every bit of it. Hygiene isn't just about what's on your skin, it's about what's touching your skin all day long. Ladies, we've covered a lot of ground today, from managing light leaks and choosing gentle soaps, to staying hydrated, freshening up regularly, and maintaining a smarter laundry routine. These 7 tips aren't about perfection. They're about feeling comfortable, clean, and confident as we move through life, especially in our golden years. If this video has helped shift your perspective or inspired a new habit, I'd love to hear about it. What's one change you're excited to try? Switching to cotton underwear? Drinking more water? Refreshing your laundry routine? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's support and uplift one another. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more down-to-earth, practical advice made especially for women like you. Until next time, take care of yourself, because it's never too late to feel confident, clean, and cared for with the dignity you absolutely deserve.